Hello, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday and welcome to your weekly social. This is episode number 6. Yes, right there. And we are going to be talking about social media ideas, primarily for musicians, but primarily for what's going on Monday, this coming Monday through next Sunday. So we're going to give you some time to plan and get ready and prepare. So kind of think of this as your social media crystal ball. What?
So this will be a quick 7-day idea list. But if you would like more ideas and would like to plan a little further, go ahead and in your inbox, we can send you a 30-day calendar. All you have to do is go to indiebandcoach.com or also the link that we put in the post. Either way, and we can send you that 30-day calendar so you can have all kinds of ideas.
Yes. So yeah, this is just something that we are trying to share to help musicians basically get a leg up on what to post to be able to connect. So
but we'll jump right in.
Let's
so
do
what
it.
What are some ideas for Monday?
Monday, June 4th. It happens to be TGI Monday, or Thank God It's Monday Day. So, we always kind of dread Monday, and it's one of those, down days because it's the beginning of the week. But think of ways that you might be able to share something positive or give the beginning of the week a really cool, beginning and something positive and maybe a quote or something like that, and use the hashtag TGI Monday. Also, if that doesn't float your boat, there are several trending hashtags that typically trend on pretty much every day of the week. But for Monday specifically, recently the hashtags, Music Monday, Monday morning, and Monday motivation. Those usually trend sometime during the day on Monday. So if you want to jump in on that conversation, think about something that you could post, maybe a video or a quote or something for Monday, June 4th.
And Tuesday is World Environment Day.
Yes.
So if you want to join the conversation, something about recycling or recycling instruments, anything really to do with the environment and protecting the environment. If you want ideas for that, an easy way to do that is to hashtag Earth Day, which just happened. And there are some creative ideas there that you can see what worked for other people and then do something similar or creative. And also Tuesday Thoughts continues to be a really strong hashtag. So if you have a quote or something along those lines, a great lyric, that's a great way to chime into that conversation with using Tuesday Thoughts.
Something that's on your mind, on your heart, you just want to share.
You want to get deep?
Hook it up. Definitely. All right. So let's take a look at Wednesday, June 6th. Now, if you get the 30-day calendar in your inbox, you will also be able to get a version of it, which is the Google Calendar, which you'll be able to sync and have on your desktop and on mobile. And on that version of the calendar for June, you are going to have access to this day in music or a music day in history for every single day of the month. So, for example, on Wednesday, June 6th, one of the most popular hashtags that's been trending lately is Way Back Wednesday. You could combine that with hashtag This Day in Music or This Day in Music History.
Oh, you're getting fancy.
Oh, getting fancy now. It's double time. But what you could also do is look at one of the events that happened that day. For example, in 1965, did you know?
Tell me, Leonard.
What? That 1965, June 6th, was the day that the Rolling Stones released I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Are you going to sing it?
I can't get no. That's
sad. Yeah, hope they don't shut us down. We don't own the rights to this music. Please don't shut us down, Facebook. But yeah, that's June 6th.
So Thursday,
the 7th,
is VCR Day. Hashtag VCR Day.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this has happened before, if this is a new hashtag that people are going to use this Thursday.
It's a nationally recognized day.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're trying to think of creative ways, and especially for musicians, to just be creative and join in these conversations that are going to be happening. So if you have a favorite movie or a music-inspired movie, maybe some Spinal Tap, something along those lines. But something like that you could post that will start conversation from other people. Maybe you post your favorite. Yeah. And if you have it on VCR or VHS.
Yeah.
It's been a second. If you have it on VHS, and you want to post a picture, it'll definitely be a good way to start conversation. Ask other people what their favorites are, maybe to post pictures of their VHSs, the ones that they can't part with, that kind of thing.
Right.
And I still have a few that I can't part with.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll join into that. That's fun.
Yeah, I still got Crimson Tide on VHS.
We don't have a VCR anymore, though, but
that
we could join in on some VHS.
That is true. So, yeah. But that is Thursday. So you can obviously do Throwback Thursday in combination with that as well. So that would be pretty cool. But let's move on to Friday, June 8th. I got that feeling. We are going to get shut down. I can't be singing other stuff. So Friday Feeling is another popular hashtag that trends pretty often, along with Spotify releases a new playlist every Friday. So New Music Friday is another one that you can jump in the conversation and see what's going on, especially if you're a musician and you're releasing something, or you've just got a new song maybe that you added to your set, however it goes. But it's also Best Friends Day. Now, I don't know if it's national or world, whatever, but it's Best Friends Day. So if you want to reach out to a childhood friend, if you want to, tag or give a shout out to one of your most loyal followers or fans, or just, your bandmates. We've been in bands a long time, and, we've got really good friends, and you probably have, if you're in a band, you've probably gone through the trenches and done some stuff with your band. So
it might be fun to post an album or make a GIF of maybe audience shots from some big shows, or even a series of memories maybe that the band has had that could spawn that. It's a good chance to easily share some of those memories and tie them into a trending topic.
Yeah, definitely.
Just an idea.
So yeah.
And Saturday.
Boom.
Is a great chance to talk about gigs and to talk about stuff that's going on. Usually Saturday morning and also Saturday night tend to be trending hashtags on those days. So if you have plans that you want them to make on a Saturday night, it's a good chance to join into that, to use the hashtag, get some of that search traffic, and also talk about the gigs that you have, and also a good chance to go live so that they can see your face and connect with the personality, because the brand really is personality. So if you can connect to that, and a good chance to go live and show that face.
Yeah.
And then Sunday.
Yes, Sunday, June 10th, it is Iced Tea Day. So you can use the hashtag Iced Tea Day. And I say iced tea because I never pronounce the D in iced.
It's a little hard to say.
Yeah, it's a little hard to say. But, if you are a tea drinker, share your favorite recipe, or, buy somebody a gourmet bag of tea, or do something related to tea. Or if you're not a tea drinker, you could also share one of your favorite iced tea.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've even seen memes where they've actually had like a Coke dispenser or something at a store or at a restaurant, and it'll have Ice Cube and a picture of Ice Cube on it right next to iced tea. So, you
could get creative. There's some fun ways that you could tie in.
Yeah.
And also, just to give everyone a little bit of a heads up, I did talk to our Facebook rep this week. So we do have personal contact where we're able to specifically ask questions and learn what their new products are, what their trends are, what things are changing for them. And one of the things that we did talk about this week is their new Friends and Family campaign. So if you haven't heard about that, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, when they originally launched, when they came off of universities only, it was really meant to be a connection between their friends and family, and a way to have ties when you're not always together, to know and to stay in touch with people, just like you used to do at barbecues and things like that, which of course we still have, but a way to do that on a more consistent basis. So what that means for brands is just that they want the promoted copy and promoted posts to be sponsored as ads.
Yeah.
And they want the content on the page to be entertaining. So I don't know that necessarily has to change a lot of strategy immediately, but it is something to be aware of when they say things like that, especially directly, which isn't always the case in those conversations. And so when you're getting direct information and they're saying, this is what we want you to do, it's always, of course, worth listening to that. So it would be...
So things like putting text on pictures, or trying to post flyers and things like that in a post, that would be
That's actually kind of an add-on, just other information, not necessarily directly tied to the friends and family. The friends and family would just be that they want the content on your page to be entertaining, things that are already trending, things that your fans have already shared or are engaging with.
Okay.
So that will be the priority. And then when you have promoted things that you want to be, and that is really a sales piece, that should be done as an ad, or at least very clearly that this has a goal.
Gotcha.
So just a differentiate between the two so that it's clear for your fans and followers what is meant to be salesy and what is meant to be fun. So you can.
And so those kinds of posts that are not salesy will probably get more reach, and they'll encourage that. So whenever they're focusing on something like when Facebook Live first came up, that's something that they're automatically going to be giving more reach.
Right. So just as a ratio, you would want to have roughly like 7 fun posts to every 3 promoting posts, like just to keep it in balance, that it really is dominantly entertaining.
Gotcha.
And then also what he just mentioned for the photos, just to be aware that having text on photos is frowned upon from Facebook. So whereas like a quote graphic can do really great on Instagram, they automatically have a lower value on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So you just want to be careful about that, but using the native text posts that they have available in Facebook is a little bit higher value. So just to be aware of that you're not posting, if you're only posting come to my show and a graphic poster, you will have a very low edge rank score, which is kind of how they grade you. So just to be aware of that those are simple ways that you can boost that so that you'll have more organic reach and then get better results when you do put money behind things.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Yes. I'm glad you talked to the
Those
Facebook
are the
rep.
Updates.
Yes. And all of the ideas that we shared and all of these ideas that we share each week are all non-promotional posts. And the point of all of this, and the reason that we're sharing this is because it's so easy to promote and give calls to action, because we put our blood, our sweat, and our tears into putting our shows together and our music and all that stuff. So we want people as musicians to care about stuff as much as we do. But at the same time, they're not going to be able to come to every single show. They're not going to download every single song. So we want to make sure that as musicians, we're just letting people get a chance to know us and have fun and provide entertainment, not just when we're at the show, but also online, and give people a chance to connect with us. So that's what your weekly social is all about. That's what Indie Band Coach is all about. And again, if you want to get 30 days of this, if you want to get,
it's so useful.
Yes. And we have a 30-day calendar. And if you are on the email list, not only will you get the calendar, but you'll also get a chance to link into the Google Calendar that we mentioned, and you'll get these weekly emails with the updates. So get on the list, but get out there, entertain, have fun. Don't be too promoting. And
just be fun with it. Just have fun. Enjoy life.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already, make sure that you do join our Facebook group, Indie Band Connect. So if you do want to do that, you can find that route. It's Indie Band Connect. Send us a request that you want to join if you're a musician looking for social media help and content. Yeah. And then we'll approve it, assuming that you.
Yeah. And I do believe that the button at the top of the Indie Band Coach page on Facebook says join group. So you can click on that and get your invite. All right?
Perfect.
All right, you guys. That's your weekly social, episode number 6. Have a great week, and we will see you soon.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.